reference. You don't have that rabbit. You can't back up your corner and judge it off the car in front of you. And the only person with experience as the rabbit so far is Ty Gibbs, who's back in 25th place. So all these drivers, as they get to the lead, they now have to start looking for braking markers. The track is drying out, getting faster, so you have to push that marker, and it causes mistakes.
Andy Lally having quite the day. Second right now, under attack from Landon Castle. What's their story, Katie?
Andy, before this battle started, said that his limit out on the racetrack is the attack under braking. So they're going to make some adjustments once we do come in for the stage break. But I want you to look right back behind his pit. So this is one of his crew members. They are now prepping the slick tires. I can tell you, standing on pit lane, there is no rain falling right now. The communication over the radios is that the track is drying out from turn 1 all the way through turn 12. So I anticipate some slicks coming out. We might see them out on the racetrack today, guys.
Saw Justin Allmendinger just went wide there coming through turn 12. 2 laps to go in our second stage. Listen to this top 5. Myatt Snyder, Andy Lally, Landon Castle, Austin Hill, Josh Berry, whose name we've not said today.
Well, keep on going there, Adam, because look at 6. There's your pole sitter, Anthony Alfredo, who's working his way back up through the field after having some issues early on.
Yeah, the leader, Myatt Snyder, you saw a little bit of smoke when they went into turn 1 and he got on the brakes. I thought initially that he had locked the brakes up, but it appears he's just got a little bit of damage on that right front fender. It's pushed back in when the car travels and squats down when you get on the brakes. That had a little bit of rub, but that's not going to be an issue for him. This battle for the lead, though, has just been awesome. But what a job this guy is doing. Landon Castle, clearly not a guy when I think of excellent road racer, do I think of Landon Castle, but he started off the season a little bit off. It just seems like every week, though, this 10 team keeps getting a little bit better.
Well, I tell you what, Landon Castle's been around for a long time, and he's got experience, and he's one of those people that know, just keep it on the track all day, and it'll be a great day, and that's what he's done to get himself in this position. It wasn't raw speed or making great passes. It's let everybody else implode, and here he is in 3rd place.
This is a team that faced a ton of adversity at the beginning of the year. His first season driving that 10 car for Colleague, but handling the day quite well. Currently has a playoff position when you look at the standings, although he just lost a spot on track to Austin Hill.
So Jamie Howe was just reporting about they're getting slick tires ready.
And it results in a stage win, the first of his career for Myatt Snyder, driving the 31 for Jordan Anderson. Congratulations to Myatt. Andy Lally is 2nd, Hill is 3rd, Castle 4th. Berry gets back to the top 5. Best running position of the day for him. Anthony Alfredo, Justin Allgaier, A.J. Allmendinger 8th, scores some stage points. So does Sheldon Creed. In the final car in the top 10, stage 2, Jade Buford. Myatt Snyder got his first career win last year at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Could he be in line for win number 2 today? He got that green and white checker in our second stage.
It's just been a crazy race all day long. I don't really know. I can't tell.
Coverage begins 2 Eastern on FS1 of the Fox Sports app. That's race day. We're racing just outside the arch at 3:30. Chase Briscoe is on the pole as Jamie Howe.
Well, our pole sitter, Anthony Alfredo, one of the only cars, I only counted 2 of them, but there's just a handful of cars that went back out on those wet weather tires. His crew chief, Pat Trison, is out spotting. That leaves the car chief, Tucker Scanlon, down here making some decisions. Why not go to slicks right now?
I think it's still a little bit too wet out there for dries. If you get out of the groove where it's dried up, we're going to be out of luck, right? You're just going to get shoved out and then be on slicks and they're wet. I think wets are definitely the way to go.
All right, we're going green, guys.
Yeah, front row, Andy Lally and Myatt Snyder.
Yeah, and they're both on slicks, but P3...
And Myatt Snyder taking the outside lane
here. Total. We haven't seen that all day long. He must feel like that must be where the dry line is going to be, and that's going to put him up in a better position when he gets to turn 1. But a great jump by Myatt Snyder.
He did a really good job of manipulating where he wanted to be as they got the green flag.
This track just got a lot more narrow, guys. With all these people on dry tires, they have to stay in that dry. Brandon Jones back here is another guy that got wet tires, so I saw him dive out of line when all the people were fighting for real estate in the dry. He used that wet tires and said, "I'll take it."
They're gonna let him have the
pit now. Go ahead and make this change, and then have to drive back through the field. By doing it early, he still has 20 laps or so in the stage before the checkered flags to get it done.
we have seen predominantly throughout the afternoon.
And you see Andy Lally trying to push him more to the inside because they both want to get on that dry line. But it appears that that's widened out just a little bit. Both those guys are in an okay position.
I can't believe he flip-flopped it here. He got the lead easily from the outside the first time. It's almost like he got lucky once and said, all right, I'm not trying that again.
Well, maybe he didn't maybe something happened inside the car. He didn't like the position that he was put in after that. The key is the launch. You see Myatt Snider again got a great launch. Really no contest getting down into turn 1.
A.J. Allmendinger driving to the inside of Andy Lally. Sheldon Creed spinning, many drivers missing that first turn. They have to do the stop and go, and this is going to completely reshuffle the lineup as Sheldon Creed got damaged there.
Well, he had already felt like he did his stop, and whoever that was right in front of him decided to stop on the backside of the chicane, caused Sheldon Creed to get some damage to the front of his grill.
This is a new line we're starting to see for him already. They're pushing that down more and more to a traditional line as this does dry out.
Chevy for the first 4.
You know, the other thing to watch is we put dry tires on. Watch Landon Castle's car. You can see it carrying the inside front tire.
There's Sheldon Creed you were talking about.
Sheldon Creed there.
Jeff Burton, look at this.
Had a great day going as well. It's unfortunate. Looks like that's another instance like with Sheldon Creed where someone's checked up in front of him. Oh, Sheldon. Can't see where he's going right now.
Creed's done.
I mean, this is going to be such a day of what might have been for Sheldon Creed. Fastest here in practice yesterday. Qualifies top 10 in position to get stage points. That never pans out. And it's not only for Jet Burton, who has stalled, but also for Sheldon Creed, who is dropping fluid. And because he continues to ride around, this could be a lengthy cleanup here.
Oh, boy.
He's mad at Jay Buford.
He flipped him off, boys. Creed.
He got 2 number 1s.
Yeah, back to back. Didn't like how things went with Jay Buford. I'm looking at the scoring pylon, and I look at 9th, Ty Gibbs. I look at 10th, Noah Gragson.
We could see more number 1s before the day's over, is what you're saying.
You know, and for all the off-track activity.
Green flag before he ran off for the first time.
Yeah, AJ started in the back. They made a bunch of adjustments, and you saw his issues. He eventually went 1 lap down. And Sam Mayer, one of those getting damaged early in the race.
Very first restart.
This is it, right? I mean, this is the start. Anthony Alfredo on the pole misses that opening turn. Daniel Hemrick was forcing the action there, and things got crazy early. And the festivities were just beginning for the 16 of Allmendinger.
Yeah, you see Allmendinger running off of turn 4, which has been an issue for everybody all day long. Here you see Sheldon Creed trying to get to the inside of Ty Gibbs. A little bit of contact.
Brandon Jones goes around here. We've seen a lot of issues here. And then after...
Into stage 1, Ty Gibbs, who led all but 1 lap of that first stint of the race.
What a difference. Clobbers him in the right rear against both their days.
Early stage 2, there were 4 or 5 drivers involved in this one. And Greg Alding was done for the day, same for Riley Herbst. This was under caution with Ty Gibbs leading.
This is the weirdest thing in the whole race. Jesse, this is when it got interesting. You see Noah Gragson moves Ty Gibbs a little bit out of the way, and what does Ty do in return?
Listen, these guys are aggressive. We knew that Noah Gragson was going to push it. I don't think I saw the 54 pushing it back that hard that early.
And then Ty Gibbs, just a few corners later, on the inside of Sheldon Creed, and both of them spin out.
Second stage, you got Myatt Snider in the 31, the 44 of Andy Lally. And stage 2 goes to Myatt Snider, his first ever stage win, the first for Jordan Anderson Racing. And here's the big one. Restart final stage, and we got cars everywhere in the Shelton chicane.
Right here, Sheldon Creed's end of his day. LeBay checks up for his stop-and-go penalty, and Creed has nowhere to go.
Flip him off,
Sheldon
baby.
actually ends up being mad at Parton. I skipped it, Adam.
Well, he raced next on FS1.
This race, we saw the displeasure you had for the 48 of Jay Buford. What happened on the racetrack?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we had an okay day going. I made a mistake running second there. Drove back to the lead. I don't know if the 54 got me or if we both just spun together. Yeah, and here's the 48. No. I mean, we've gone through there so many times and just go straight. I get rolling here, and I'm looking.
But in advance, congratulations to Sheldon and Cammie on the birth of their new child.
Yeah, and
Decent day going. The first stage, I made a mistake. We should have got stage points. We finished 11th. And the next stage, I think I was running 10th and tried to get just a little bit and hit the curve and spun out. And then there at the end, I think they were wrecking.
Good
Hated
grief,
for Connor
man.
Bozak because he was making his first ever start, and it had been so impressive. And to help him.
well, they do, and here's what's happened. Early in the race, Allmendinger, and then you see Brett Moffitt gets hooked right there. I can't tell who it was that hooked him.
And around we go,
but once that
boys.
happens, these guys are just along for the ride, Trevor.
Even the 7 car right there off of that corner almost
Good
got hooked
grief,
by Lally.
man.
Let's have someone like
It's
AJ
only a
Allmendinger
guy
who's won
what it
7 of
takes.
these road
He
course
said, "I'll
races.
get you on something with
You're
something
paranoid
strong.
about him
We'll
and
have a
knowing that
song
he's
with
going to be able to
the funky
outbrake. You
break."
see AJ starts to show him that.
Of the day. We'll step aside. We're going to have inside of 10 laps to go. And I think the drama.
I'm going to say that they're just looking at a radar and have that information where it's starting to rain too hard and they know how slick it is.
Not to go to the slicks, so he's not
JD.
he's not driven on the slicks all day today. He's stayed on these wet tires. He's the one that went through all
7 laps to go.
1.97
when we get the green flag. And look at the
mile
drivers in the
track.
top 10 and how many times they've won in their career. Half of them have never picked up.
The traditional line is a little better. Allmendinger ran wide there in turn 4. And Myatt Snyder was able to pass Allmendinger
Oh boy,
fully.
Mike Snyder dug it down deep.
If you go back, he went to the outside. He went wide left on
Digging
that
hard.
restart and was able to funnel down into the top spot.
Jade Buford back here, smoke everywhere, fenders flying, still hanging on to 3rd place right now.
You see Allmendinger is going to be in a good position right here as they get down into
Whoa.
turn 9. You see Myatt get loose around that backstretch.
Caution.
I think it's Buford.
Caution number 9. And it's all from the debris in turn 1
Oh,
where those cars piled in on the restart.
It's going to be.
what is this, man?
There's not a clean
What is
on
this?
the race car out here.
Man.
It's a good thing they
Man.
don't race for 2 weeks.
This is for Scott, Borchetta, who watches these races on the edge of his
I think we're
seat.
good for
And you know
Martinsville.
what? Give a lot of credit here to Patrick Donahue, who's helped lay the foundation for this team over the last couple of years. But that one is really beat up today. International Raceway.
First ever Xfinity race at Portland.
We are green once again.
Myatt Snyder got a good jump there. Looks like he's going to have an open entry to get into turn 1.
Yeah, he made a big commitment to make sure that he gets inside AJ. It's going to be interesting to see what AJ
Oh.
able to get straight up. It's going to be interesting to see what AJ does when we get over here to the slower section or what line Myatt.
Portland, this is a great race for 6.
He better get there in a hurry because these guys are all trying to wreck right now. JJ Ely trying to hold off Gibbs and Allgaier.
Gibbs a little 2 for 1 there. Goes from 8th to 6th. Here comes AJ. 1 lap remaining in Portland. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Guys, if I saw this rundown at the end of the race, I'd believe it. It looks pretty good. AJ Allmendinger, maybe Myatt Snyder's a surprise.
Oh,
But how
Chevy's
we
in the
got
top
here has
5.
been incredible. This has been the wildest race I've watched in a long time.
I can't wait to hear AJ's comments when he gets out of this car because he has had such an up and down day. We talked about it multiple times off the track, and I got lapped at one point in the race. Ty Gibbs lapped AJ Allmendinger, who's leading this race right now. But you know what? Never give up, and we know how good Adam that he is on tracks just like this.
Is that what you were saying at the beginning
I
of the show?
told you guys.
Yeah,
I did.
right.
I've told you guys numerous
Adam,
times.
we had it from the beginning.
That Allmendinger was the guy.
I won't say I wrote him off, but early on I had some major concerns
I bet
about
you
this
did.
16.
Myatt Snyder's still right there, y'all. He's a second back. I mean, AJ's got to stay on his game to the finish here.
And it looks like the rain has picked up just a little bit on that section of the racetrack. You see it got a little bit dark. The cars are starting to slide around just a little bit more. When you're the leader, you're trying to be a little bit conservative. Myatt Snyder, though, has nothing to lose. Obviously, he wants to have a good points day, but it's really all about winning.
Well, this second place might feel like a win for this team today. This is a big turnaround for them.
Incredible ride for the 16, who turns 10, 11, and 12 for the final time. The Dinger has done it again. From the back
Dinger
to the front,
Winger.
AJ Allmendinger
The
wins
Dinger
first
Winger is the slinger.
Xfinity race at Portland International Raceway.
What a day.
Yeah, no kidding. What a day. Long day for all these guys.
That's 12 career, 8 of 70 all time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series on the road. He was already the all-time leader in that category. His last win coming earlier this season on the road course in Austin, Texas. course, as we told you, we set at 8 career wins on road courses, stage wins, and all those top 5 finishes. And this is what happened, starting at the back of the field, off track before we even saw the green.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to get caught up to the field right here. Runs off in turn 12. This is in turn 5. We see he just drops the tire off, slides off the track again.
Lap 63, this is action in the final stage. He had become a player. In fact, he goes to the point on this restart. How about the fact he only led 6 laps all day long?
Well, this is how he got the lead for the final time. Drove it in on the bottom, took the lead away from Maya Snyder, and checked out.
Fans love him. Look at him going crazy up there. What a great race they got to have today, and to see everything that happened in that particular section of the racetrack. A couple donuts for all the people in that area.
Pretty easy to do donuts in the water out of that.
I love y'all. I'm Randall. Peace out. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Racing. And 6 of those wins have...
Celebrating this whole time. Everybody else is trying to cool down from all the craziness that we...
I mean, it never gets old for him.
Think about 20...
You said you made more than 30 changes to this car, just about every change, except they work your way through the field and you get the victory. How do you describe this win?
Oh my God. All the men and women at college racing deserve that. I was awful. I cannot believe I crashed before we went green. Like, I was off the racetrack, I think, 4 times. Made all kinds of mistakes. Was all over the place. But it's. Oh, sorry, we got to go race again tomorrow. But just proud of everybody on this Nutrient Ag Solutions Chevy.
I love y'all.
I was melting down in the car, honestly.